Alright guys, today we are installing this, the new adapter from LayLax 9 Ball. So this is a hi-capa HPA M4 magazine adapter. And these are super nice. They're injection molded. They have sort of a little bit different design from some of the other people out there. And these are at an extremely competitive price point compared to the other options that there are out there. If you want to watch their video, there's a video right there to see how they install it. I'm going to basically be installing it the same way. There's all those words if you care about them and maybe can possibly read them. But yeah, we can go ahead and open this up. And this is actually the second one that I've installed so far. Probably going to be installing a bunch more over the course of some time. They always package these really good, and I can never get stuff out of their boxes from LayLax. But, there we go. And I think that's it, right? Nope, feed tube. And that should be it. Yeah, that's it. So, here we have the main adapter, and you can see that they designed it a little bit differently. It has this little tube, and this tube goes from here all the way straight down to the connector down here. You have some writing in Japanese. No idea what that says. I don't read or speak that. And then same thing over here. This is LayLax. I know that is LayLax in Japanese. I know that for sure. But that's all I know. And then there's the sort of inside of the magazine there, or adapter. But yeah, we can go ahead and install this. I am going to take all these pieces out, and then I will weigh them for you in case you care. I know some people are going to care about that, but most of us are not really going to care about what the weight is. Let's see here. Did that do it? I think so. Maybe not. Okay, that worked. Okay. And there's the O-ring. Okay. Okay, let me move this stuff a little bit so we can get this weighed for the couple of you that are going to care about the weight. Honestly, the weight to me is sort of negligible. Okay. It is 79 grams is what it's telling me. Go ahead and take this all off of here. And one of the things about this adapter is you are supposed to use grease, not oil. Oil, I tried it on the first one I did. Oil does not work with this adapter. You need to use grease. So I specifically use this. I got a lifetime supply of this stuff. It's like literally too much. I've barely I've barely touched it, or barely scratched the surface of that. But you need some grease. So I have Super Lube, multi-purpose synthetic grease, PTFE. And we need a donor magazine. I'm obviously going to use a Tokyo Marui magazine. It's the only way to go. Okay, now basically you need to get the bottom off of the magazine, basically. So you need to push in a little pin that's right there. So basically push in, and then you can slide off this base pad. And then you need a Phillips head to unscrew that screw that's right there. Okay, there we go. You just gotta unscrew it all the way. And then we just need the screw. We don't need, on some adapters, you want to use the washer and the O-ring in there. In this case, you don't need the washer or the O-ring. You just need to have the screw. We can remove this bottom now, and then we can get rid of this. We don't need this piece. We don't need the spring. And we don't need the little follower either. So now it's fully done. And now we can work on this. So on this, we need to get this O-ring off of here. I should use an O-ring pick. I don't have one. And you don't need one. You just need to be a little bit careful. You don't want to like stab the O-ring or anything stupid, but you need to get this off. And this O-ring has literally been sitting on this magazine for who knows how long, so it's gonna be not very happy. So I'm just gonna kind of twist it around a little bit, stretch it out a little bit, kind of get it back into shape a little bit, and that'll be fine there. O-ring, this O-ring is going to go onto the screw, and you need to use grease, not oil. So I got my little paintbrush, and I'm going to paint grease onto the screw. I kind of just always do too much. And then we can put the O-ring onto the screw, and then push it all the way forwards, and then put more grease on there. Like that's way too much, obviously, but it's fine. It's fine. It'll work out just fine. And then now for this part, you need to paint grease all along the little channel groove there. So, you know, just kind of go at it. And honestly, for this part, I would put a lot, because this is where it leaks from. If you use silicone oil, is right here. If you use grease, it shouldn't leak. It didn't leak on the other one that I did after I used grease. But yeah, you just gotta basically just shove grease everywhere in that little groove just to make sure. And once it's pretty much good, then you can go ahead and put the O-ring on. Like so. And then once the O-ring's on, gotta do more grease. And yeah, this is, I just put a bunch. I mean, it's not gonna hurt this by having too much, because this is just kind of making sure it's sealed. If it was like a moving part, and then you're gonna want to make sure you don't put too much. But in this case, it'll be fine. All right, so it's all greased up. Don't have to worry about any more grease. So this channel thing, this basically converts it to a single BB feed instead of a double stack BB feed. That just goes straight in there. And then this now goes on the magazine. And then basically it just goes on. Be careful, you don't want to pinch the O-ring too much. So be gentle when you put this in. And then you have your screw here. And then this screw just goes down the center hole inside of there. And they have this set up so it's pretty hard to miss. A lot of the adapters, it's very easy to miss where the threads are on the inside, and you have to do it a couple times. But this one seems like this one is pretty good, at least on the other one that I did. Yep, first try. And I didn't even have it angled up and down. I had it laying on its side, and it worked just fine. So that's definitely one thing that's super nice about this. Okay, and once it is put together, you want to test it. So I have an air tank, and we shall test this and see if I messed up. Okay. So it is leaking from up here, so that means that that O-ring is just not sitting good, and that's not really an issue, because once you get it, then it's set. But that seems good. So I must have had Maybe a dry spot or something somewhere in there. I don't know why. Because it seemed like it did good. All right, that feels good to me. Okay. Yep, there we go. So I must have had some sort of a dry spot or something in there, but it's holding pressure, and this is actually a pretty high pressure. I let one of my friends borrow this. Somewhere over 100 psi. And then just keep in mind this is made for the Japanese market, which is typically lower pressures. So, you know, it's at least handling 100 psi, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna like stress test this or whatever. I assume it should easily be able to go up to 120, but it for sure does 100. Or just over 100 is what my thing was set at. And then obviously this extra grease, you can just wipe it off. It's not like an issue. You just wipe it off and it's pretty much gone. But yeah, so that's this adapter. It's pretty nice. It does have a cutout down here for mag wells. Let me grab somebody's gun real quick. This is one of my friend's guns. And he has a mag well on here, and it clicks in, and it works just fine. And this is kind of your typical like aftermarket mag well that you can get for hi-capas. And yep, just clicks right in. Super easy, super nice. With plenty of space, so you can get even a little bit bigger of a mag well than this, but this is pretty standard sized. Now, this is not going to work with some mag wells. I'll show you the type of mag well that it will not work with. But yeah, this is his gun. Pretty sick. It's pink and purple. And by the way, this guy does have a YouTube channel. I will put it in the link below, so that way I'm just not abusing his gun for the video. I just don't have any mag wells like this. Even though this is like the most popular mag well, I just personally for some reason don't have one. He needs to clean it though. It's very gross. So yeah, you can put that in the comments and tell him to clean his gun. If you have one of these aluminum grips where it has like a fitted mag well, these ones are not going to work with the adapter, but these mag well or this type of grip doesn't work with like half of the magazines you can get, like let alone HPA adapters. So if you have this, you'll have to do some modification. But if you have a normal mag well with like a stock grip or like an aftermarket plastic grip where you added an additional mag well afterwards, it should work just fine pretty much 99% of the time. Just not if you have one of these like custom style grips like this on here. Okay, and then here's a gun I have that I can test it firing with. So obviously you always want to plug the HPA into the adapter first. If you put the adapter in the gun and then plug the HPA in, depending on the state of the mechanism in the gun, it could just automatically fire. So just make sure that you plug it into the adapter first before you put it into the gun. Or if you really want to put it in the gun first, just make sure you physically cock the slide all the way, and then you should be safe to put it in. But there we go. And then it does function just fine, which is pretty nice. Yeah. Now I don't really do much shooting on camera, so I'm not going to be able to show you shooting it and the feeding. But this is a 10-year-old PMag, 80 round PMag, loaded up with 0.2 gram BBs. And if I put this in here, BBs load all the way to the top, just fine. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to show it shooting on camera because I don't have a target thing here. That is this adapter. So hopefully that was useful for you guys. And it's pretty nice. It's really good as far as just the competitive sort of deal is, because it's only the price is like $65 or so. which is pretty nice. It's a pretty good price for this thing, for the consumer, especially compared to the other options out there, because this is also injection molded, so it's very durable and high quality, and it's going to last a long time. And again, with the visuals, this side's kind of plain. You do have your injection molding marks on the side, but you have your magazine release, and it's a nice, like, pretty big button on here. And then on this side, you have your branding with LayLax and whatever that says, and then you also have whatever that says over there. But yeah, that is the new LayLax 9 Ball adapter. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this video was useful for you. And make sure you check out the link down below. That is a link to our Discord server, and you are welcome to join. All right, have a nice day.